It's 1:47 a.m. The room is quiet. Everyone else is asleep, but your mind, wide awake. Replay after replay, conversations from years ago, mistakes you thought you forgot, things you should have said, things you shouldn't have said. Suddenly, your future feels uncertain, your past feels embarrassing, and your present feels overwhelming. And you ask yourself, why does this only happen at night? Why can't I just sleep? If this feels familiar, this video isn't random. Tonight, we're breaking down the psychology of why you overthink everything at night, and why your brain turns into your worst enemy after dark. And by the end of this video, you'll understand something powerful. It's not that you're broken, it's that your brain changes at night. Let's start with something most people don't know. Your brain does not function the same at night as it does during the day. During the day, your prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical part of your brain, is highly active. It helps you make decisions, regulate emotions, stay objective, filter irrational thoughts. But at night, especially when you're tired, the prefrontal cortex becomes less active, and your emotional brain, the amygdala, becomes more dominant, meaning logic goes down, emotion goes up. Small problems feel huge, neutral memories feel painful, uncertain futures feel catastrophic. At night, your brain literally becomes more emotional and less rational. That's why the same problem that feels manageable at 2 p.m. feels life-ending at 2 a.m. It's not that the problem changed, your brain chemistry did. There's also something called cognitive fatigue. All day long, you've been making decisions, responding to people, controlling emotions, suppressing thoughts, staying productive. Your brain is exhausted, and when it's exhausted, it loses its ability to suppress intrusive thoughts. During the day, you push thoughts away. At night, your brain stops fighting, and everything you avoided comes back. But here's where it gets more interesting. Overthinking at night is often linked to something called unprocessed emotion. During the day, you're distracted. Work, school, phone notifications, conversations, noise. You don't have time to feel. But when the world goes quiet, your emotions finally get space, and they demand attention. That awkward conversation, still unresolved. That fear about your future, still unanswered. That insecurity you ignored, still there. Night removes distraction, and without distraction, you meet yourself. There's another psychological concept called rumination. Rumination is when your brain replays the same thought over and over without solving it. It feels productive, but it isn't. It's just looping. Your brain believes, if I think about this long enough, I'll fix it. But most night thoughts aren't solvable in that moment. They're emotional, not logical, and emotions can't be solved at 2 a.m. Now let's talk about something deeper. Why are night thoughts usually negative? Why don't we overthink happy memories at night? Because of something called the negativity bias. Your brain prioritizes threats over pleasure. Evolutionary psychology explains this clearly. If your ancestors ignored threats, they died. If they ignored good news, they survived. So your brain evolved to scan for danger. At night, when external threats disappear, your brain turns inward and it looks for internal threats. Your mistakes, your regrets, your fears, your insecurities. It's not trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you, but it doesn't know the difference between real danger and imagined scenarios. That's why at night you suddenly think, What if I fail? What if I never figure my life out? What if they secretly don't like me? What if I made the wrong decision? Your brain is running simulations, not predictions. Simulations, trying to prepare you, but without rational control, those simulations feel real. There's also a biological factor. At night, cortisol levels shift, melatonin rises, your body prepares for sleep. But if your stress levels are high, your brain struggles to transition, and stress seeks expression, so it shows up as thought. Overthinking is often stress looking for a voice. So, let's summarize the psychology clearly. Point 1, your rational brain weakens at night. Point 2, your emotional brain becomes dominant. Point 3, mental fatigue reduces thought control. Point 4, unprocessed emotions surface. Point 5, negativity bias amplifies threats. Point 6, stress converts into rumination. You're not crazy. You're neurologically vulnerable after dark. But here's something important. Overthinking at night doesn't mean you're weak. It often means you're introspective. Deep thinkers struggle more with mental silence. Creative people replay scenarios. Sensitive people analyze interactions. Ambitious people worry about the future. Your overthinking might be a strength, misdirected at the wrong time. But there is a difference between reflection and rumination. Reflection leads to clarity. Rumination leads to anxiety. Reflection asks, what can I learn? Rumination asks, what's wrong with me? And at night, rumination wins, unless you interrupt it. So, what can you actually do? First, never trust 2 a.m. thoughts. If a thought feels life-changing, dramatic, or identity-shattering, write it down. Don't solve it, just write it. Tell yourself, if it's still important tomorrow at noon, I'll deal with it. Most night catastrophes shrink in daylight. Second, create a mental shutdown ritual. Your brain needs closure. At least 30 minutes before sleep, no scrolling, no intense content, no comparison triggers. Give your mind silence before the darkness comes. Third, process emotions during the day. If you never pause to feel during daylight, your brain will force you to feel at night. Journal. Walk alone without music. Think intentionally. Don't wait for midnight therapy. But let's go deeper. What if the real reason you overthink at night is because you're afraid of slowing down? During the day, busyness protects you. At night, stillness exposes you. And maybe what scares you isn't your thoughts, it's what they reveal. Your dissatisfaction, your loneliness, your unmet desires. Night doesn't create problems, it reveals them. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you always silence night thoughts with distraction, they never get resolved. They just return stronger. Sometimes the goal isn't to stop thinking, it's to understand what your mind is trying to say. So next time it's 2 a.m. and your brain starts replaying everything, pause. Instead of asking, how do I stop this? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Because your night mind isn't evil, it's unfiltered, and once you understand it, you stop fearing it. You are not broken. You are not dramatic. You are not weak. You are human, and your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. The difference now is awareness. If this video helped you understand your mind differently, don't just scroll away. Subscribe to Mind Patterns, because here we don't silence thoughts, we decode them. And tonight, when the room goes quiet, you'll remember this: not every thought deserves your belief. Sleep peacefully.